Hello everyone, and welcome to the Epic Video Technologies Video Experience User Guide. Here at Epic Video, we pride ourselves on working tirelessly to bring our users a unique and immersive video experience. Through our patented cloud and video streaming technologies, we offer our users a fast and fluid video experience with the highest quality video possible. In this video guide, we will take you from the Firestick home screen to a fully integrated entertainment solution for you to enjoy theater quality video from the comfort of your couch. We thank you for choosing Epic Video Technologies, and we look forward to bringing you the most fluid and dynamic video experience on the market. Let's get started. To begin the guide, we are assuming that you have already set up and installed your Amazon Firestick and are now on the Firestick's home screen. Additionally, we are assuming a basic knowledge of the Firestick remote and its buttons and their functions. If you have not completed these steps, refer to the installation instructions included by Amazon in your Firestick packaging. If you are still having trouble, there are many free video guides available on the internet. Once you are on the Firestick home screen, we can begin the process of setting up your Epic Video experience. The first step in the process of your Epic Video experience is downloading the Epic Video Technologies app from the Amazon Firestick app stores. There are several different ways to search for the app, but for the sake of this video, we are going to take the route that uses the least amount of clicks. So, starting from the home screen, navigate to the Find tab by pressing the right directional arrow. Then, using the down arrow, navigate to the search icon and press enter on the Firestick remote. This will bring up the search keypad. On your keypad, type in the full phrase Epic Video Technologies. If you do not type in the full phrase, the app might not appear in the search results. Now that we have typed out the full phrase, we can scroll down to the search phrase and hit enter to search for the app. Once the results pop up, navigate to the Apps and Games section and select the Epic app. Select Download and install the Epic app. This may take a few seconds or a few minutes depending on your internet connection and speed. Once the app is installed, we will show you how to add it to your home screen for convenience and quick access, so you can begin enjoying your favorite programs in 3 clicks instead of having to find the app every time you want to watch TV. First, navigate to the My App section as shown. Once in the My App section, navigate to the Epic app and hit the Options button on the Firestick remote. Then select Move to Front. This will move the Epic app where it belongs on your Amazon Firestick home screen. With this accomplished, we can then highlight the Epic app and begin the Epic experience. To begin using the Epic app, you must first log into the app using the credentials provided to you by your broadband service provider. Begin your Epic experience by entering these credentials into their respective fields. To make sure your password is entered correctly, the Show Password button can be a useful feature. Once you are sure your credentials are entered correctly, highlight the Login button and hit Enter, bringing you into the Epic app. Now that you have successfully downloaded and logged into the Epic app, it is time to introduce the Epic app's home screen and its various functions. Before we get started on the app's home screen, there are a couple things that are helpful to know. First of which is, now that we are inside the Epic Video app, it is important to remember that the home button and the TV button on your Firestick remote will exit the Epic app. So remember to stay away from these buttons or you will have to restart the app. The second are the buttons you will be using to navigate the app's home screen. The directional arrows, circled in green, will allow you to move around and highlight the selection you want to make. The Enter button, circled in red, will select or show menu options you have highlighted and will either select it or bring up more options. This button is like clicking a mouse. The back button. Circled in yellow, this button will take you back to your previous screen. Finally, the rewind and fast forward buttons, circled in blue, act as paged up and page down buttons. These are useful as you collect many recordings to quickly navigate through all of your recorded programs. Now that you know how to move around and what buttons you will need, let's take a look at the Epic app home screen. Now that we have launched the app and are now on the home screen, using the directional arrows we can move around. The Enter button clicks or selects whichever section is highlighted, and the back button takes us back to the previous menu screen. The home screen is divided into 3 sections: Recordings, Guide, and Settings. The Recording section is where all of your recorded programs will appear after they are recorded. Guide is the on-screen program display that lists every program airing on the Epic app for up to 2 weeks. Settings is where you can customize your Epic app, see important network and video information, set parental controls, and several other functions we will cover towards the end of this guide. The first section that appears is the Recording section. This is where all of your recorded programs will appear. You can access these quickly from the home screen by hitting the directional arrow down. You can then navigate between programs by hitting the left or right directional arrows. Hitting Enter on a highlighted program will bring up options for that recording. Movies and TV programs have slightly different options, but they are very similar. On a movie, you can play the program. This will start the program from wherever it was last viewed. Start over. This will play the program from the beginning. Delete. This will delete the program. Favorite. This will add the program to the Favorites section of the main recording screen. To go back to the recording's main menu, hit back on the Amazon Firestick remote. On a TV program, you can see all recordings of that TV show in a list format. See all upcoming scheduled recordings. See series options, which allow you to change recording options for that program. We will cover these options more in the Recordings and Replay TV section of the guide. All of these options are also on the main recording screen, which we will go into now. Hitting the back button will take us back to the Epic home screen. Hitting Enter with the Recording section highlighted will bring us into the Recording section main page. The Recording section main page is divided into many sections, and the Epic app will automatically sort your recordings into genre categories for you. This makes it easy to find what you're looking for. The Recording section main page categories are All Shows. Here you will find a list of every single program you have recorded. TV Series. Here you will find all of the TV shows you have recorded. Movies. Here you will find all of the movies you have recorded. Sports. Here you will find all the sports programs you have recorded. Kids. Here you will find your kids' TV programs. News. Here you will find all news and current events programs. Upcoming. Here you can view all future scheduled recordings. Favorites. In this category, you will find any program that you have set as a favorite. Setting a program as a favorite will extend the time that it is kept on your cloud DVR. You can store up to 100 hours of favorite programs, and they will stay on your cloud DVR for 1 full year. Expiring. In this section, programs will appear before they are automatically deleted. Programs that have been recorded will automatically be deleted after 60 days unless they have been favorited. Favorited programs will be stored on the cloud DVR for 1 year. After 1 year, favorited programs will be deleted automatically. Now that you know each category of the recording's home page, let's take a look at important sections and take a look at their functions and options. We will start with All Shows. The All Shows section lists every single program you have recorded, movie or TV show. If we scroll down using the directional arrow, we can highlight a program and hit Enter bringing up the options. As I have mentioned before, hitting enter on a show versus a movie will bring up slightly different options. Let's take a look at the options we have for a TV show. Hitting the enter button on a highlighted program will bring up these options. The first option is recordings. Here you find a list of every episode of that program you have recorded, organized by season. You can jump to seasons by hitting the right directional arrow to go into that section, then the up arrow to highlight which season you want to see. Hitting enter on a highlighted episode will bring up the options for that episode. On a TV show, the options are play, start over, and delete. If you scroll down, you can see the series recording options or favorite the program. If you select the series options, you can see it brings up various recording options that we will cover in the Recording and Restart TV section of the guide. On a movie, the options are play, start over, or delete. Navigating down, the option to favorite is available on any of these sections. Upcoming. This section shows all of your scheduled recordings, whether it is a movie, TV series, or an individual TV show. Whatever the case, all scheduled recordings will appear in this section. This makes it easy to see what you have scheduled at a glance and make any changes you might need to your recording schedule. Hitting enter on a program brings up the same options as other menus. Under series options, you can bring up a series recording, cancel a series recording, or delete all of the episodes you have recording. Favorites. Here you will find any program that you have marked as a favorite. This allows quick access to your favorite programs and movies. To set a program as a favorite, navigate to any program in the recording section, hit enter, then simply press the down directional arrow and hit enter to set that episode as a favorite program. Expiring. This is where any program that has been on the cloud DVR for one full year will automatically be deleted. This marks the functional categories of the recordings menu. The other categories simply organize your recordings into their respective genres. Now that you have an understanding of the recordings menu, we will briefly touch on the settings menu before moving on to the guide. How to record a TV show using the options will be covered in the Recordings and Restart TV section of the Video User Guide. Settings. The Settings menu has a lot of important information and will be covered in depth in the Help and Troubleshooting section of the video. For right now, there are two important functions of this menu that need to be set up properly for you to get the best out of your Epic app. The other pages of the Settings section will be covered in depth later in the video. For right now, we will go over the first page and the options that are important before we begin the Epic video experience. In addition, I will provide a brief description of the other functions listed on this Settings page. Display. This is one of the important functions of the Settings section. This allows you to adjust the screen size to perfectly fit your specific TV. If you are using an older TV, this might be especially helpful in assuring the best viewing experience possible. We will take a look at this function before moving on to ensure that you have the best experience with the Epic app. The Epic app should automatically detect and adjust to your specific display, but on some older model TVs, this functionality may be limited. Highlight the Display section and press Enter to bring up the Display Size Adjustment tool. Now, simply press the left arrow to make the screen larger, or the right arrow to make your screen smaller, until the window is as close to the entire display as possible. Once you are happy with your adjustments, press the Enter button, and your adjustments will be saved. You can then go back to the Settings menu by pressing the back button. Network. This is where you can see important network information, such as signal strength and IP address. If you are having issues with your Epic service or slow loading times, checking your signal strength in this section can ensure you are properly connected to your internet. If you are having long load times and slow response, You can enter this menu to see your signal strength. As you can see, I have blocked out personal identifying information. However, you can see the signal strength of my device is 99%. This is a very strong signal and means I will have faster channel changes and faster playback for recordings. If you are having issues with lag and the service seems slow, you can check this and see if your signal strength is low. This could mean the device is potentially too far away from your router, and moving it closer would improve your video experience. Parental controls. In this section, you can set a password and block various content that might be deemed inappropriate for children. Guide. This is where you can customize text size and channel count to optimize your viewing experience. Video metrics. This shows valuable video information. In the help and troubleshooting section, we will demonstrate how this information can help you know if you are too far away from your router. Remote settings. This is where you can configure and add remotes. Now that we have finished going over the settings section, it is time to move to the guide and begin the Epic video experience. From the Epic app home screen, highlight the guide and press enter. This will bring you into the guide and begin the Epic video experience. Before we begin moving around the guide, we will take a look at the visual information presented by the guide. Here is a schematic of the guide with all of the important information labeled. Navigating the Epic Guide is simple and intuitive. Before we go into the more in-depth features, such as recording and restart TV, it is important to know how to quickly and effectively move around the guide. First off, we will start with basic navigation. In order to move around the guide, you can use the directional arrows in any direction. A single press of any directional arrow will move you one program at a time in that direction. For example, if I press the down arrow, I will move down in the guide by one program. If I press the right arrow, I will move one program in the future to the right. If I press the left arrow, I will move back in time to the left. It is important to note that navigating right moves you into the future in the guide, and the left into the past. For example, from the guide's home position, if I press the left arrow once, I highlight the channel. This lets me know that my next press of the left arrow will move me into the past in the guide, or to a show that has already aired and ended. This will be covered more in depth later for Restart TV and recording options. To move up and down in the guide more quickly, we can make use of the fast forward and rewind button. As you can see at the bottom of the guide, the rewind button is page up and the fast forward button is page down. This will move the guide up and down one block at a time, allowing you to more quickly move up and down in the guide to reach your favorite channels. Speaking of favorite channels, what if you know the number of your favorite channel and want to jump directly to that channel in the guide? Thanks to Epic's intuitive virtual remote feature, you can do that. Navigate in the past and future by day, and more. While on the guide screen, press the Options button. This will bring up the virtual remote. With the virtual remote, you have several functions. If you know the number and the channel you would like to navigate to, you can type in the channel's number and hit enter. This will take you to that channel in the guide immediately. Let's say you want to see what program is on your favorite channel tomorrow, and you don't want to individually push the arrow key multiple times to get there. Using the virtual remote, you can press the next day button and the guide will immediately jump to the same time the next day. You can do this up to 2 weeks out to view programs up to 2 weeks in the future in the guide. Likewise, to see what show was on yesterday, you can press the previous day button and the guide will jump in the past to the same time the day before. This will become an especially useful feature when we move on to the Restart TV functions. can also page down and page up from the virtual remote. The search function, or the magnifying glass icon, is also a very useful virtual remote feature. Let's say you know the name of a channel but not the exact channel number. Instead of scrolling through the guide and looking for it, you can search the channel name by clicking the magnifying glass icon on the virtual remote and typing in the channel name on the keypad. This will take you right to that channel as well. Or, if you are in the mood to watch football, you can search football and it will list all the programs with football in the title or description and list them in the top left of the guide. To go back to the remote and exit the search results when listed on the top of the guide, press the back button on the Firestick remote. To exit the virtual remote, highlight the exit button on the virtual remote and press enter. Or, you can simply wait for the remote to close by itself. The virtual remote has different functions when the guide is open than when a program is being watched full screen. The virtual remote is always brought up by pressing the options button. When a program is highlighted in the guide, pressing the enter or select button will bring up the available options. Just like the home screen and recording section, pressing enter on a movie will bring up slightly different options than pressing enter on a TV show. Right now we have a TV show highlighted, and the options are Watch Now. This starts the program selected and you can begin watching the program full screen. Create series recording. This will bring up options to record all episodes of the show. We will cover these options more in depth in the recording and restart TV section of the guide. This will not appear when pressing enter on a movie, as a movie does not have multiple episodes. Record this program. This will record the single episode of the show you have selected. Restart this program. This is a restart TV function and will begin the show from the beginning. Search. This is the same function as the virtual remote search. More info. This shows more information on the currently selected program. Since both the enter button and the virtual remote bring up different options when they are on the guide than when a program is being viewed, let's take a look at the options that come up when a program is being viewed full screen for both of these navigation tools. Pressing the select button on Watch Now will begin the program full screen. When you select Watch Now and the program begins, you can see that an information bar briefly appears at the bottom of the screen. It has important info such as program title, channel name and number, video quality, closed captions, current time, program up next on that channel, and a timeline display bar showing how far into the program's time slot live TV currently is. This display will change if you rewind or pause the program, which we will get into later on in the guide. Now that the information bar has disappeared, we can bring up the virtual remote and see that our menu options have changed. Because we are no longer in the guide, we no longer have the previous day and next day options. Instead, we have the number pad, enter, exit, and last channel. The last channel button is extremely useful and quickly switches to the last channel you were previously viewing. Hitting the enter or select button will bring up the following options. Closed captions. Pressing this will turn on subtitles, a very useful tool for people who are hard of hearing. Record this program. This will bring up options to record the program you are currently watching. Create series recording. This brings up options to record every episode of the program you are currently watching. More info. This will bring up more information on the program you are watching, such as episode number and original air date. Restart TV. This will begin the program from the beginning. Pressing select while watching a movie will bring up the same options, with the exception of the series recording option, since a movie does not have multiple episodes. If you are watching a TV program and need to take a break, the Epic App's Trick Play feature allows you to pause live TV by pressing the play/pause button on your Firestick remote. You can pause or rewind live TV for up to 15 minutes. When you pause a TV program, you are building up time. If you pause a show for 15 minutes, you can then fast forward for 15 minutes to get back to the state of live TV or the program's normally scheduled airtime. In addition to pausing TV, you can also rewind. For example, if you walk into the room a little too late after doing something over a commercial break and you miss some of your favorite show, you can hit the rewind button on the Firestick remote and rewind the show to view the parts you missed. When you rewind, you are also building up time. You can then continue watching your show until the next commercial break, and then fast forward through the commercials until you have used your backup time and are back to the program's original air schedule, also known as live TV. You cannot fast forward when watching live TV, only rewind or pause. You can only fast forward time you have built up by pausing or rewinding a live TV program. To fast forward, press the fast forward button on the Firestick remote. Fast forwarding will automatically stop when you reach live TV. When you fast forward, you can press the fast forward button again to increase the fast forward speed up to 3 times. You can do the same when rewinding. To stop fast forwarding or rewinding, hit the play pause button on the Firestick remote. When you pause or rewind a show, the timeline will appear in the information bar at the bottom of the screen. Here is a schematic of the timeline bar and the information it displays. The timeline bar shows the program's original air date. This is the time that the program was originally scheduled to begin. The white circle on the timeline bar indicates where you are in relation to live TV. Live TV is indicated by the end of the blue line. This end of the blue line is where you would be if you never paused or rewinded the show. It is also where live TV currently is in the program's originally scheduled airtime. The space between the white marker indicating where you are in relation to live TV and the end of the blue line, which indicates where live TV is in the original air schedule, is how much time you have built up by rewinding or pausing the program. You can only fast forward the time indicated by the space between these 2 points. Live TV will automatically stop fast forwarding as you have no more built up time. Underneath the white circle shows the point in time you currently are in the program and the video status. If we were fast forwarding the program, the pause symbol would be a fast forwarding symbol. The timeline is also divided into 4 even segments to easily tell at a glance roughly where you are in a program's timeline. Finally, it shows the program's originally scheduled end time, or when the program would end if it had not been paused or rewinded. What if you missed more than 15 minutes of your favorite show? What if you missed it by a day? Or what if you want to record all of your favorite shows so you never miss an episode? Thanks to the Epic App's industry-leading Restart TV features and revolutionary cloud DVR technology, you'll never have to again. Let's move on to the Recording and Restart TV section of the guide. In this section of the guide, we will go in depth on the various aspects and options you have when recording your favorite programs, as well as Epic's industry-leading Restart TV functions and features. Recordings. When in the Epic app, there are many ways to record your favorite programs and movies. You can choose to record these programs from the guide or from the program itself. Since the majority of recordings are done well in the guide, we will cover recording programs from the guide section first. However, it is important to note that recording a program while viewing a program will bring up the same options as recording a program from the guide, just with a different view. With that being said, let's get started. While in the guide, navigate to and highlight a TV show you wish to record and press the enter button. This will bring up our usual list of options when a TV show is highlighted and selected. To record only the highlighted episode of the selected program, select Record this program. This will bring up the various options you can customize when recording the program. If you don't want to customize any options and just want to record the program with one click, press enter and it will select Record the program with these options. If you did not mean to hit enter, you can highlight cancel and hit enter to go back to the guide, or hit the back button on the Firestick remote. Below the record and cancel options, you can see a couple different options pertaining to your recording that you can change, the most significant of which are start early and end late. These options are particularly useful when recording a sporting event that might run past its allotted airtime due to timeouts or unforeseen events like injuries or weather breaks. However, they can also be useful for things like movies, if you want to try to record a movie and not the credits. You can elect to start your recordings up to 30 minutes early to capture everything you want. You can also elect to end the recording up to 30 minutes late. In addition to the recording time options, there is also a display of the channel and time on which the show or movie will be recorded. Once you have made your time changes, you can select the Record the Program with these options option and set the recording for your show. You can also set a series recording. This will record all episodes of a TV show. The Epic app will automatically find and record all episodes of a show on which you select this option. To set a series recording, navigate to a TV show in the guide. Once you have the TV show you wish to set a series recording for highlighted, press enter to bring up the options. Next, scroll down to the Set Series Recording option and press enter. This will bring up the options you have when recording a TV series. The options you can customize are Record. In this section, you can choose if you only want to record new episodes, or if you want to record new episodes and reruns, or just reruns. Channel. This shows what channel the series will be recorded on. Just like recording a single program, you can choose to start the recording early and stop the recording late up to 30 minutes. Most of the time you won't need to use these options. As mentioned before, usually these options are the most useful when recording something such as a live sporting event, which might end up running past its originally scheduled end time due to unforeseen circumstances such as injuries or lengthy timeouts. Now that we have gone over how to set a series recording and the options you have in doing so, I will show you the step-by-step process on actually doing it and recording a series. To quickly record every episode of your favorite TV show, navigate towards it in the guide, highlight it, press enter, highlight and select Create Series Recording, and select Create. Selecting Create will begin the series recording process, and the recording request will be added to your recordings queue. The Epic app will then automatically find and record all episodes of that specific show on that channel in the guide. We can confirm that our series recording quest was successful by navigating into the future in the guide and finding another episode of the TV series we made the series recording for. The three dots by the TV show's title indicate that the show's series recording was successful and that those episodes will be recorded. The three red dots indicate that more than just one episode is being recorded, and it is a series recording. Let's take a look at the recording related icons that will appear on the guide and what they mean. Here is a screenshot of the Epic guide. As you can see, there are red dots on every single program on the 7 p.m. time slot of the guide. On the Epic app, you could theoretically record every single program on the guide in the 7 p.m. time slot simultaneously. This is illustrated by the red dots in the 7 p.m. column, where every program from Live Here, Buy This, to The Simpsons is currently being recorded. A single red dot, such as the ones appearing on the LA Auto Show or The Perfect Storm, indicate that single program is being recorded. This dot will appear on any show you set a Record This Program reminder on, whether it's being recorded in the past or the future. We will go over recording past and future programs shortly. Series recordings will always be illustrated by three red dots. This allows you at a glance to distinguish between a series recording and a single program recording. At the bottom of the guide, you can see that The Simpsons has three red dots in a row by the title. This is because I have set a series recording for The Simpsons, and the Epic app has automatically found and set a recording reminder for all episodes of The Simpsons. I have set this specific series reminder to record both new and rerun episodes of The Simpsons. This means that the Epic app will record every episode of the show found on the guide on this specific channel. Here is another screenshot of the Epic guide. In this specific instance, we are currently viewing the past in the guide, as indicated by the channel numbers and icons being on the right side of the highlighted program. As mentioned in the navigation section of the guide, anytime we move to the left of the channel number and channel icon, we are moving into the past in the guide to a show that has already aired and ended. In addition to the channel information being to the right in the guide, we can also see the blue timeline bar at the top of the guide above the timeline display is completely full. When viewing live TV, you will be able to see the end of this bar, as it indicates how far into a program you currently are. At the bottom of the guide, you can see a double green check mark on The Simpsons. A double green check mark indicates that a series recording reminder has successfully recorded that episode in the series and that it is ready to view in the recording section of the Epic app home screen. In this screenshot, you can see a single green check mark by the show Food Factory. A single green check mark indicates that a single program recording reminder has successfully recorded that specific episode and no others, and it is ready for viewing in the recording section of the Epic app home screen. Now that you are familiar with the recording related icons and how they will appear in the guide, let's move on to recording past and future programs. Thanks to the Epic guide, you can view the program schedule up to 2 weeks in advance. This will allow you to set recordings for your favorite movies and TV shows well in advance. Let's say I was watching my favorite channel and they advertise a movie they will be showing on Saturday, and it's Wednesday. Using the Epic guide and the virtual remote's next day feature, I can quickly scroll in time forward, find the movie, and set a recording. That way it won't be forgotten, and I will have the movie automatically record and appear in the recording section of the Epic app home screen. You can set a reminder to record any show in the future by navigating to it in the guide and setting a recording, or using the search feature to search the movie or show's title, then setting a recording for it. Here is an example of how you can use the virtual remote search feature to find a movie or program you are looking to record in the future. Once the results appear in the top left corner of the guide, you can use the directional arrows to navigate to the program you wish to record. Hit enter to jump to that program in the guide. Hit enter again to bring up options, and set a reminder to record the program. You can also set a series recording if it were a TV show. In this example, we are recording a movie, so we do not have the series recording option. Thanks to Epic Video's industry-leading Restart TV functionality, you can now record a program that has already aired and ended within 72 hours of its original air date. To do this, simply navigate in the guide to the past when your program originally aired. If it is Replay TV capable, it will be in white text. If it is not, the program title will appear to be gray or blanked out. If it is blanked out, you will not be able to record or rewatch it. Navigate to and highlight your Replay TV capable program and hit enter on your Firestick remote. Then, scroll down to Record this program. Hit enter and select Record this program with these options. This will record the program and allow you to view it from the recording section of the home screen. Now that you know how to record any type of show at any point in time, we will go over how to play a recording and the features you have when doing so. To start, go to the Epic home screen if you are not already there. You can either go into the recordings menu or simply press down on the Firestick remote to navigate through all the recorded programs. Once you have the program you want to watch highlighted, press enter to select it. Once you have the program selected, it will bring up your options. For this example, I've selected a program I had been watching to show how the options will change when you have started watching a program already. As you can see, my first option is Resume. Selecting this option will play the program from the point at which it was last stopped. If you select a show you have not watched yet, this option will be Play. Start over. This option will start the program from the beginning. If you were previously watching the recorded program and stopped it, selecting this option will lose your previous place in the program's timeline and play the program from the beginning. Now that we are watching a recorded program, let's go over the options you have when viewing it. When you start playing a recorded program, pressing Enter will bring up an information bar at the bottom of the screen that gives you the ability to control the program as well as displaying some important information. Let's take a look at this bar in greater detail and go over its functions and the options you have when watching a recorded program. Here is a screenshot of the toolbar that will appear when you press Enter on a recorded program. You will have the same options on this toolbar, whether you are watching a movie or a TV show. Starting with the information it shows, we have the title of the movie or TV show up at the top. Underneath the program title, you have a timeline which starts at 0 and ends with the program's full runtime. It also has the white marker indicating where you currently are in the program's timeline. Underneath the timeline bar, from left to right, you have More Info. Selecting this option will bring up more information about the program. Rewind. Selecting this will start rewinding the program. You can press this up to 3 times to increase the rewind speed. You can also use the rewind button on your Amazon Firestick remote to do this. To stop rewinding or fast forwarding, either select the play button with the enter button or press the play pause button on the Amazon Firestick remote. Skip backwards. Selecting this will skip backwards by 10 seconds. Pause. This will pause the program. Skip forward. Pressing this will skip forward 30 seconds. The skip forward button is a very useful tool when fast forwarding through commercials, as commercials are generally filmed in 30-second increments. Fast forward. Pressing this will fast forward the program. Just like the rewind button, you can use the enter button to select it from the toolbar, or hit the fast forward or rewind button on the Firestick remote. You can press the button up to 3 times to increase the fast forward speed, just like the rewind speed. Now that you know how to use the toolbar when watching a recorded program, let's take a look at a practical example of how we can use these functions to skip through commercials to view your show as seamlessly as possible. When you are watching your show, right before it cuts to a commercial, if you press the skip forward option multiple times, it should take you right through the commercial break, roughly to the very next scene of the show or movie you were watching, give or take a few seconds. This is because most commercials are in 30-second increments, and a standard commercial break is roughly 3.5 to 5 minutes long. If you overshoot it a bit and fast forward into your show, you can use the skip back button once or twice to go backwards 10 or 20 seconds, which should bring you to the beginning of your show. Be aware that some programs have longer commercial breaks than others, so you might have to press the skip forward tool more times when watching a movie than you would have to when watching a TV program. Now that you know how to record shows, play the programs you have recorded, and use the tools given to you to fast forward, rewind, and skip parts of your recorded program, Let's take a look at how to delete programs off of your cloud DVR that you've already watched and no longer wish to keep stored. Starting from the Epic app home screen, with the Recordings tab highlighted, press the Enter button to go into the Recordings menu. For our first example, we will delete a single recorded program. You can navigate to any recorded program in the All Shows list of the Recordings page. Once you have navigated to and highlighted the program you wish to delete, press the Enter button and bring up the options. You can see the Delete option on the far right of the list. Navigate to Delete and press the Enter button. Select Delete now to permanently erase the program from your Epic Cloud DVR. Once you delete a recording, it will no longer be on your DVR anymore, and the only way to view it again will be to find the program in the guide and record it for a second time. Be absolutely sure you no longer want a recording on your cloud DVR before deleting a program. The next example will be deleting a series. This is a little bit more complex, as there is a specific order in which things need to be done. If you no longer want a recorded series on your DVR, and no longer want to record that series, you must first select Delete All Recordings to delete every episode of the series off your DVR at once. If you cancel the series recording before selecting the Delete All Episodes option, the Delete All option will no longer be available and you will have to delete each episode in the series individually. For example, if you had 100 episodes recorded of a specific TV series and no longer wanted to have them on your DVR because you finished watching the series, if you canceled the series recording before selecting the Delete All option, you would then have to manually delete 100 episodes of that TV series, which would end up being very time consuming. In this specific example of the Simpsons series recording, you can see that we have 45 episodes recorded. It would be a pain to individually have to delete every single one of these. So instead of canceling the series recording first and having to individually delete 45 episodes, we will show an example of using the Delete All button and how it quickly and efficiently removes the series from your cloud DVR. Now that you know how to set recordings, delete recordings, and record shows in the future and the past, it's time to move on to the next section. What if you don't want to record a past show to see later? What if you want to watch it then and there? Thanks to the Epic app's industry-leading Restart TV functionality, you can do that and more. Let's take a look at Restart TV and how to use it. Now we will discuss the Epic app's Restart TV features and how it can be used. From the guide's home screen, navigate to the past in the guide by moving to the left of the channel numbers, either with the directional arrows or with the virtual remote's previous day feature. As you can see, there are some programs that appear to be gray or blanked out. Others appear as they normally would on the program at its original airtime. The programs that looked blank out are not available for the Restart TV feature. However, any of the programs in the regular white text can be restarted from the beginning. This feature is incredibly useful. Thanks to Epic, missing your favorite shows are now a problem of the past. The Epic app allows you to restart your favorite programs an industry-leading 72 hours past their original air dates. No other service provider allows you to restart programs this far in the past. Welcome to your Epic time machine. Let's take a look how to use it. To begin, we will start by restarting a program that is on the current time slot already in progress. You can do this either from the guide itself or while watching this program full screen. While watching a live TV program full screen, simply press the Enter button, navigate over to the Restart TV option, and hit Enter. This will restart the program from the beginning. From the guide, simply press Enter to bring up the options. Highlight and select Restart this program. This will start the program from the beginning and enter full screen mode. When the program is restarted, an information bar will appear at the bottom. This information bar has various information displayed, most important of which, in relation to the Restart TV function, is the timeline bar. This bar will show where you are in a program's time in relation to the program's original air schedule or live TV. As you can see, this program has just been restarted, so the marker indicates you are at the very beginning of the program. The end of the blue timeline bar shows where the live TV or original airtime would be if you were watching the program live. While viewing a restarted TV program, you can pause and rewind at will. However, you can only fast forward as long as you have time built up, just like watching a live TV program. Pressing Enter on a restarted TV program when viewing full screen will bring up the timeline bar and your fast forward, rewind, pause, and information and closed caption options. If you go back to the guide and press Enter on the program you have restarted, it will bring up all the same options as pressing Enter on a program you have not restarted, with the exception of the Resume Restarted Program option and Watch Live TV. The Resume Restarted Program will exit the guide and full screen your restarted program and resume your place in the program's timeline. Selecting the Watch Now or Watch Live TV option will exit your restarted program and jump to the original air schedule in the guide. If you do this, you will lose your place in your restarted TV program. Here is a quick example of using the Watch Now feature on a restarted program in order to jump to the state of live TV. As you can see by the timeline bar, after we have selected Watch Now from the guide options, the program jumps to a state of live TV. If you change the channel while on a restarted program, it will jump back to live TV and you will have to restart the program again and watch it until you have picked up where you previously were in the program's timeline, just like a normal live TV program. When a Restart TV program has come to an end, the user will be presented the option to continue watching the next program from the Restart TV time slot. This means that you will be given the option to watch the program that originally aired directly after the program you have restarted, or you will have the option to jump back to live TV on the channel on which you have restarted your program. Now that you know how to navigate the guide, record your favorite programs, and restart your favorite shows, it is time for you to start enjoying your epic video experience. So, kick back, gather your family and friends, and start enjoying the Epic app now. We thank you for choosing the Epic Video Technologies app and look forward to serving you to the best of our abilities. In this section of the Epic Video Experience User Guide, we will go over the Settings menu and its various functions, as well as general help and frequently asked questions. We will begin this section with the Settings menu. Starting from the Epic app's home screen, navigate over to the Settings menu, which is the icon on the far right of the home screen tabs, and hit Enter. This will bring you into the Settings menu and give you a list of settings that can be modified to suit your needs or display important information. Starting from the top, we have Display. As mentioned in the beginning of the guide, in this section you can adjust the size of the display so the picture perfectly fits the borders of your TV. This can be especially useful if you are using an older model TV. Network. As mentioned before, this tab shows valuable network data. I have blocked out personal identifying information on this tab. If you are having issues with video quality or freezing, check that your signal strength is at least 80%. Anything less than that means your device is most likely too far away from your router, and video quality issues will occur. If the signal strength is less than 80%, moving the Firestick closer to your router will most likely fix any video quality or freezing issues that may occur. Parental controls. In this section, you can set various parameters to block content that might be deemed inappropriate for young children. When you turn this option on, you will be asked to create a PIN. You will need to remember this 4-digit number as it allows you to unlock or block certain content. You should choose something that will be easy for you to remember, but not easy for your children to guess. Once you have set your PIN, press enter. If this is your first time creating a PIN, you will then be asked to confirm your PIN. Once your PIN is confirmed, you can block the content you do not wish your children or young family members to see. You can block or allow shows and movies by rating. For example, if your children are teenagers but not yet 17, you may choose to allow PG-13 movies but not R-rated movies. You can do the same thing with television ratings. You can also elect to block specific channels from the guide. This way, young children will not have access to these channels at all. Guide. In this menu, you can change a couple of guide parameters to better suit your individual needs. You can turn on the scrolling animations if you prefer having that experience when searching through the guide. Or, if you have trouble reading small text on your screen, you can enable the large text option, which will change the channels per page so that the text is larger and easier to read from a distance. Video metrics. If you enable the video metrics option, it will display a list of video information, such as the bitrate, in the top right corner of the screen. For optimal video experience, you should only use this feature if you are troubleshooting video quality issues. For example, if you are having issues with video freezing and poor video quality, turning this on and looking at the bitrate information while viewing a program full screen can quickly let you know if you are too far away from your router. If you see a bitrate lower than 7 megabytes per second, then your device is most likely too far away from the router and a weak signal strength is causing poor video quality and freezing. A quick fix for this would be to move your device closer to the router to receive a stronger signal strength. Remote settings. In this section, you have the option to potentially pair your TV's remote with the Amazon Firestick. This will allow you to use your TV's remote with the Firestick to control the Epic app. This will eliminate the need for 2 remotes. Please visit the link on this page to find out if your remote is compatible and can be paired with the Firestick, as well as detailed instructions on how to pair your remote and begin using it with the Epic app. That covers the Settings tab. Let's navigate over to the Help tab and see the options we have there. Help. Account information. Here you can find your subscriber name, subscriber email, and the date your account was created. This information can be particularly useful when contacting support. System information. Here you will find important device information, such as your device's model number, serial number, MAC address, operating system version, software version, and any active Bluetooth devices paired with your device. Now we can move to the last section of the settings menu, the power section. Log out. Selecting Log Out will log you out of the Epic app, and you will have to re-enter your login credentials the next time you start the Epic app. Selecting Exit the application will simply close the app and take you to the Firestick home screen. This concludes an overview of the settings section of the Epic app. Let's take a look at a couple frequently asked questions and their answers and solutions. Question 1. I have a weird window in the top right corner of my screen with a bunch of numbers on it. How do I get rid of it? This window will appear in the top corner of the screen when the video metrics option in the settings is enabled. To get rid of it, go into the settings menu from the Epic app home page. Select Video Metrics. On the Video Metrics page, if the bar says enabled, that will display that window when viewing a full screen program. To turn it off, press the enter button on the Firestick remote with the enabled bar highlighted. If the bar says disabled, the window in the top right corner of the screen will no longer be there when viewing a program full screen. Question 2. My virtual remote doesn't work anymore when I push the options button on my Firestick remote. How do I fix this? If your virtual remote feature is not working, this means that you have most likely accidentally turned on the Advanced Remote User Interface. To do this, go to the Remote Settings tab in the Settings page. If the bar at the top besides Advanced Remote UI says On, you need to turn it off. To do this, simply press Enter on the Firestick remote. The bar should say Off. Once the bar says Off, restart the app and your virtual remote will function as normal. Question 3. How do I find a specific network without scrolling through the guide? We have covered this briefly when talking about the virtual remote in the Navigating the Guide section. If you know the name of a channel but not the number, you can use the virtual remote search feature to search the channel name and select it in the search results that appear in the top left corner of the guide. Once you press enter on your highlighted search result, it will jump to the channel in the guide. Question 4. I'm getting bad video quality and the picture freezes occasionally. What's my issue? The easiest way to fix potential video quality issues is to check your signal strength in network settings. To do this, navigate to the Network Settings in the Settings menu. Once on the network setting page, look at the signal strength information. As you can see, I have blocked out my personal identifying information, but you can still see that my signal strength is 99%. This means I have a very strong signal strength and won't have any video playback issues. If your signal strength is anything below 70%, you could see a reduction in video quality, such as pixelation and the picture freezing in order to load. If the signal strength is too low, your device is most likely too far away from your router, and moving it closer to your wireless access point or router would solve these issues. If your signal strength is strong in the network settings and you're still having video playback issues, you can turn on the video metrics and check the video bitrate. It will show the availability.